And I just wanted to play that to get both perspectives, but you answered my question already. So I'm going to open this debate up a little bit, viewers, and make it a little more interesting for you. I have Mr. Bipin Sharma. Mr. Bipin Sharma, if you would like to counter Mr. Himanshu Bhatt or your comments on what he said.
Well, I have huge respect for Mr. Himanshu Bhatt, and he's a seasoned journalist, a very veteran political commentator. I would add my own perspective. You see, first of all, 3 constitutional amendments need to be taken into consideration. The 73rd, 74th constitutional amendment, when, pertaining to the 33% reservation for women in the Panchayati Raj institutions, and done by none other than the erstwhile Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao from Congress, Grand Old Congress Party. Then 106th amendment, which was done in 2023, Nari Shakti Vandan Adhiniyam. And then not to forget 2026, the 131st amendment, which of course the bill was defeated yesterday on the floor of the House. But let us not forget that first thing, when the Home Minister made it amply clear, assured all the members of the House that this aspect, this component would be written in the bill, that 50% increase, proportionate increase for all the states on a pro rata basis, then why this uncalled apprehension? Why were the opposition members wary of this particular move by the ruling dispensation, the NDA? I think that is the moot point which the message has gone to the people of the country. I am a neutral commentator. So, but I would stick my neck out to say the following. In the present day scenario, Mr. Himanshu Bhatt would definitely agree with me that all our political leaders, be it the MPs, the MLAs, the councillors, the corporators, they have to perform beyond their, the political boundaries. They cannot refuse their voters, their people, if they approach them with any problem. Gone are the days when the state elections were governed by only Bijli, Sadak and Pani. Now people have huge expectations from their political representatives. So I think one vote, one value, that needs to be borne in mind. That is what the Honorable Home Minister put across on the floor of the House yesterday, that the opposition is not respecting the actual ideals of the Constitution, because the very concept of democracy, if it is not adhered to, then the very essence is lost. Because you must understand, we must appreciate the fact that if you don't have a proportionate number of MPs, because for example, if a particular constituency has 1 lakh voters and it is represented by 1 MP, and the other constituency has say about 5 lakh voters, then how would that MP do justice to the various issues, problems and causes of the electorate of his constituency? So this is the point which the ruling dispensation brought to the fore through the medium of this particular bill. And but then opposition went hammers and tongs. They said the electoral map of the country is going to be redrawn by BJP because they want to nurture, they want to foster their political ambitions, which according to me is not the case, because there is much more to it. Because women empowerment, if that is not given its due importance, it is not actually fructified, then I think how can we realize our very ambitious goal, dream of Viksit Bharat? Because women of the country, there is no second thought that they are to play a very pivotal role, and they have been playing a very pivotal role all these years post-independence. So I think the bill may have been defeated on the floor of the House yesterday, but we are optimists, and we definitely believe that the day is not far when this bill would actually when the other members of the House will realize the importance of this particular bill.